Gentlemen, how you going?
Hey.
What's up?
Turn that down. Shit, that's not good. Hey, can you hear me?
Okay, I'm
yeah.
going to hit theme in a
Cool.
second, but something your thing.
My sound?
Yeah, hang on a second. No, it's
Oh, hold on. I haven't played my mic in.
no, it's not that. It's and I can't hear you guys.
Oh, you might be better off.
Yeah.
Seth, looking awake, man.
Very. Trying to caffeine up.
Yeah, good idea. I got you, G.
Yay, there we go. I've got it right.
There we go.
And all right, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, awesome.
There's my man, Seth.
How's it going, G?
Good, dude. Good. Oh, yeah, Kyle.
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
That's great, man. This is good. So, yeah.
Okay,
This would be
hold
good.
on,
So,
guys. Theme music.
you going to roll it, mate? You going to roll it? Or?
Yeah, right now.
All right. You actually going to host tonight, or do you want me to take over?
Can we let the theme play and then I'll tell you?
Yeah. Okay. Cheers. Sam Booker.
Sam Booker.
Wake up, juice.
Mate, both of you guys got that bait. If you guys live till 50, it'll be a freaking miracle.
Yep.
With a gin chaser.
Ah, there you go. Ground
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, keep doing that.
Hello and welcome. We are the Aussie guys. I'm AJ, and here with me is
Didn't
Nick,
hear the
my
theme
brother,
going.
all over the intro, has no respect
I
whatsoever.
didn't even know we were going.
I didn't hear it.
What's up?
Hey, and we've got Kyle month 8, the worst little in the world. I'm sorry.
Mate, why do you sound like you're in the basement? I know you are in the basement, but why
Yes,
do you
I
sound
am
like
in a
you're in the basement?
No reference. Let's not talk about lockdown number 3.
Oh, God. Just not go there.
Which is what we are now in. Yeah. Lockdown number 3, courtesy of international travellers. In hotel quarantine, they bring in that nasty disease into our country.
Mate, don't blame the travellers, mate. Blame our government that can't do the one job they're meant to be doing properly. Why 3.5 million Melbournians do the right thing by wearing masks everywhere?
Yeah. Oh, look, it happens. There are going to be
no, it doesn't happen, mate.
Yeah, well, it shouldn't. So we're kind of distracting from our guests. Oh, what's that I can hear? Is that Noah? Is he playing?
Welcome. Our regular. Yeah. What is he doing? Killing, maiming. I think he's playing Call of Duty Capitol Building mode.
What? Capitol Building mode?
To run out of Capitol Building.
No, don't put that on us. We had no doings with that.
So that's his play. It doesn't take him long to bring these things out. So
nope.
He's trying to find Mike Pence as we speak. So,
can't be that hard.
It stands out pretty well.
Oh my goodness.
he's in the bunker. He's in the bunker.
Very warm welcome to you and Kyle. How are you both doing?
Yeah, I'm trying to get long shots.
Well, trying to stay alive during these COVID times and insurrectionist times. So,
I'm doing great.
Yeah.
I got nothing, no complaints. Just
Kyle hasn't left the house in
That's
12 months.
No complaints for 7 a.m. on a Saturday morning?
6 for us, so.
6?
6.
Oh.
We're set. Yeah.
Mate, why I don't leave getting people to come on the show up to you time-wise, because you already screwed it up thinking it was 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
And it's actually 6 o'clock for the guys.
It's 6 o'clock Eastern. So like when you guys were saying it was 7 o'clock, that was technically accurate. It's just 6 o'clock for us because we are in the central time zone. So we're an hour behind. Yeah.
Oh, mate, I know exactly where you're at. Adrian has a little bit of problem with telling time.
I think there was one time where I don't know if I was the one that let the cat out of the bag, but like I saw you guys, one of you posted that you guys were doing the show, and I was like, that time's weird, like, but I'm like, I don't know. So I even went in, like, and I think it was only in like your local time that was on the tweet. So I went in, like, I like went converted it. I'm like, holy crap, that's like, what the hell? So I think I posted it, and then all of a sudden,
it's like, oops.
AJ's like changing it up, like, oh, actually, it's this time now.
Oh, man, that's just. He showed me the app that he uses, and he goes, "Look at this app. I've got this app, and it shows the whole world. It's got all the times down here." I said, "Mate," I said to you, "How easy it is. You go in, and you go time in Chicago, okay,
Hey Google,
and you work it out.
Yeah.
Bang, done."
Hey Siri, what's the time in Chicago? Yeah.
Have you got the Indian voice, Siri?
The Indian one? No.
Yeah. You get all different voices on Siri
Like
now,
the telemarketer voice.
No, you can get.
Oh,
yeah,
my
you get
Siri
different-
is my Siri is talking to me now, trying to do the Indian. Like, what's the Indian voice?
Mate, can't you get like?
No.
Look, I don't have an Apple, so I have no idea. But can't you get like accents on your Siri now, or is it no? Or should I copyright that right now?
Yeah,
Trademark.
maybe you should. I don't ever use mine. I just let it listen in to all of my thoughts so that it can send me the right ads.
Oh,
It's when it says random
sing
things
off
to you.
key and mumble to ourselves and whatever else random that we're just doing when we think nobody's listening.
It's when they talk to you at times when you don't expect them to. That's kind of freaky.
Yep.
Mine's general, and it probably just happened to a bunch of people. The only time mine is ever used is when I'm listening to or watching something where somebody says it on the show or on the radio or on a podcast, and then it goes off. So I'm sure that G just did it or AJ just did it to a bunch of people. So
That's right.
well, it's meant to work on your own voice. So Noah's got his, and like I think his voice is cracked. Is his voice cracked? Have they dropped?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So the other day I was trying to get his to open up, and they go, "No, he's never going to get it work." So all I did was grab my nuts and squeal with a higher pitch, bang, and it opened up straight away.
yeah.
No, really?
It did. It did. It worked.
Oh,
That's hilarious.
Maybe mine that always goes off because other people's the Amazon thing, the Alexa. That's what I'm probably thinking of. That thing just seriously just sits in my house and listens to everything. So
That's how they know
whatever.
what you're doing, mate. That's how they keep a track of you, big brother.
Exactly. Especially now, it's even better because we're all just sitting around doing nothing at home. So we're not even away from it. We're just around it all the time.
Don't worry about government watching you, mate, big brother. You're doing it yourself. Everybody's doing it themselves.
Exactly.
Government's kicking back, going, how easy is this?
Everybody's worried
So
about
listen,
the vaccine giving you a microchip. And it's like we voluntarily carry phones around with us that record everything that we do.
Yes.
Why do they need another microchip?
I don't know if you remember the show on TV. I don't know if you guys are too young for that. AJ might remember. There used to be a show where they injected like a little spaceship into us. Remember that?
The Incredible Voyage, wasn't it? Or
It was The Incredible Voyage.
Yep.
What a great show. You remember that, Seth?
Yeah, I never saw it, but I've read it.
Okay.
there's a dude who
Because
I
Kyle's
don't
got
know
no
if they
idea.
have to repair the craft that they're in or something. He goes out in a spacesuit and the white blood cells go and attack him.
Yep.
Oh, it was fantastic.
You sure that wasn't just Magic School Bus or whatever?
Oh, it was pretty
sure
trippy.
Magic School Bus did a bit on that.
I have no idea what the Magic School Bus was.
You're not missing anything. It was some kid show.
Okay. Don't remember.
Yeah. The effects in this thing, I don't think hold up very well, G. I think the guy was sort of like hanging from a wire, and they had these like balloon things sort of like banging against him. But,
Mate, I was actually watching a movie tonight before we came on. I was watching Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield.
No respect.
And I'm watching it, and he's in his limo, and he's watching a TV that looks, it's a miniature, with the tube and that still in it. And you're just looking at Scar. Mate, I remember this day when that was like cutting edge.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, Matt, the movie you're referring to is Inner Space.
Yes, that's a different
Inner
movie.
Space. Yeah, with Meg Ryan and Dennis Quaid.
There we go.
Yeah. Where he actually gets injected into Martin Short.
That's right. Yes.
He gets injected into Martin Short. So, accidentally.
Kyle again have no idea.
You must have seen Inner Space.
It's not an Avengers movie, so he's got no idea.
Yeah. Any movie longer than 40 minutes, I'm like, nah.
I'm at.
He'll binge watch a show for 4 hours in a row, but he won't watch a movie.
It's something about the commitment. It just, but hey, I listen to this show and it's 2 hours usually, so I got that.
Okay. Well,
now.
so now that you've brought that up, how about we start?
Yeah.
You're welcome.
So listen, the 2020 season's in the bag, and we seems like a while ago now got together, and actually, Seth, we didn't get you on.
Do you seriously? Do you have your microphone on?
Me?
No, AJ.
Yeah, I've got my microphone on.
Okay. You don't. Your dulcet tones just sound very flat tonight.
Really?
No, I can hear you. Yeah. You just hear the echo of being in like a room with no carpet.
Well, that's exactly where I am.
Oh, I know that, but usually you don't sound like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it sounds like it's picking up a computer mic.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll check that.
The source.
Well, Gene,
Right.
you set this up a little bit while I check my sound.
I'll set this up. Okay, so what we've done is that we're going to go back over our predictions for the 2020 season, and Kyle was as our guest when we did it, and we've asked Seth to come along, and Seth is going to he's going to judge how well that we've done and critique. Not how well. No, how well we've done is not good. It's how poorly we have probably done this year. I can't remember at all any of my picks. The only one I remember was the Super Bowl, and even I couldn't get that right. I couldn't even say I was this close, because it was really, in the end, it was about this close.
Some of our picks, G, are really good.
Are they good? Are they?
Yeah. And some are really bad.
That's a story of my life, mate. Story of my life.
But that's the story of sport. That's just the way it goes. But
Exactly.
I don't think our picks were sort of stupid picks. It's just that, it's the way the season rolled.
Mate, when the season starts, nothing's stupid.
No.
It's only when the season's over that you realise that, they work.
It's funny, too, that it just takes 4 months to realize how wrong we are about stuff. Like, it's not like we made these picks at the beginning of 2020. Like, we made these picks right before the season started, and then we're still probably way off on a lot of these. But
how about I jump into it?
We can blame a 2020 COVID season, can't we?
Well, and the best one I heard was as we dive into this, everyone's like, "Hey, everybody wanted everything back to normal, and here we are. Tom Brady's winning Super Bowls. You're welcome, world."
That's not what we meant.
I know, right?
Okay, so let me jump into our predictions for division winners. So NFC, let's go with the NFC first. And we started right at the top with the NFC West. Kyle, you and I predicted the Seahawks would win the NFC West. So, boom!
Damn. Shots fired, G.
And then, G, your pick's not looking so hot. I'm sorry, but you went with the Niners to win the NFC West.
Too much trust in Kyle.
Never trust a Kyle.
Never trust a Kyle. Sorry, Seth?
They have a lot of injuries too, didn't they?
Oh, yeah. They certainly did.
Yeah.
Um,
So, let Seth critique this one. How did we go? Go on.
I would say that the Seahawks is always a good bet, especially with just how they play. But the Niners losing all of their defense before the season really started does put a damper on it. So I don't fault G for that pick.
Thank you. Yeah.
it's definitely hard to.
Not my
Kiss
fault.
ass.
Yeah.
Nothing's my fault.
Well, the NFC. Let's just keep on rocking. So the NFC. Let's go to the NFC East. Now we all picked the same team in the NFC East, and in fairness, it wasn't a bad pick. I mean, obviously the key injury to said team. So we all went Cowboys. There's no way you would pick Washington as winning the division.
But then again, you say key injuries. Okay, Dak Prescott. What were they with Dak Prescott? They what, like 1-3?
They should have been 0. They should have been 0-4 probably because they won the Giants game when he got injured. So Dalton led that back. And the only other game they won was against some sorry ass team from Atlanta that couldn't hold a lead. So.
That was the onside kick game too, right?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So, I mean,
don't touch the ball. Don't touch the ball. Don't touch the ball. Don't touch the ball. Why not?
No one would have picked Washington for multiple reasons, but the team didn't even have a damn name. So, I mean, who would have thought? No. And Alex Smith of all people, leading them back. Crazy. That what a mess of division that was.
NFC. Now I'm just looking at I'm going to have to run and get my charger in a second. So let me tell you the NFC North and NFC South, and then you guys can discuss, and then I'll run up the stairs to go and get my charger. So NFC North, Kyle, you and G went for the Vikings to win the division. You fools. And I went for the Packers. So yay for me.
Yeah.
Nobody picked the Bears. Sorry, Seth. Nobody.
I wouldn't have picked the Bears.
No. And nobody picked the Lions, who are officially looking like the absolute worst team next year. They've got the 101 next year already. I think. They're looking horrible. But, so Vikings, guys.
It's like I don't know why I picked the Vikings. I really don't. There must be some theory behind it.
The reason I picked I remember the reason I picked Minnesota and went away from Green Bay a little bit was because Green Bay was coming off of the 2019 season. They were like 13-3, but all of their wins were like, one score games. They played a softer schedule. They were going to be playing a first place schedule. Now, like, was that repeatable? Right. And Minnesota a year ago, when we were looking at this, like, they had a pretty solid defense in 2019. They added in Ngakwe via the trade from Jacksonville. And if you would have told me that Dalvin Cook scores almost 20 touchdowns and Jefferson and Thielen are top 12 wide receivers, I would have been like, okay, you just paired a great offense with a great defense, but ended up the defense was complete trash. So that'll do it.
Fairness, you did say the Packers would still make the playoffs, Kyle.
I had that.
G did not. No. You said they wouldn't make the playoffs. But we
just
do.
Trying to be controversial. Just trying to be controversial.
That's the number one seed. Don't worry about it. It's all good.
Don't worry about it. But it does get slightly more embarrassing when we go to the NFC South because we all picked the Saints to win the division. G, you did actually pick the Bucks to get the wild card. So good on you.
Winner. Chicken dinner.
The Saints won the division though. So
yes. Yeah, that's right.
I mean, that's good.
So I'm 2 for 2.
Well, you picked the Bucks for the wild card. Yes.
Does it matter?
You got that.
2 for 2.
The Saints did win the division. What am I saying? Yes, they did. Yeah, and you got 2 for 2. Correct.
I forgot.
I'm back.
I forgot that I didn't pick Tampa Bay to even make the playoffs. I'm giving G crap about him not getting Green Bay in there. I can't even get the Super Bowl champ in my playoff bracket.
Both you and I, Kyle, had the Bucks missing the playoffs completely.
Oops.
Yeah, that's a bit of an oops. I just listened back to it today because I was writing all these down today, and G, you were the voice of reason because I was a bit like, well, I don't sort of see that they're going to be. I don't see that they're going to have the synergy. You add Tom Brady, you add Leonard Fournette. How are they going to kind of, it's not necessarily building a team because you're just sort of adding names. And G, you sort of said, well, hang on a second. You've basically got the core of the team there, and you're adding Tom Brady, who's like the most experienced quarterback in the game.
You know, really say this?
Yes.
This doesn't sound like me.
Yeah, you were the one saying my argument was terrible because Tom Brady could learn any offense. He's seen every defense in the league. He won't have much work to do at all. So you're actually the voice of reason. So, well done.
Can I just go and wake my wife up and just bring her into the room so you can repeat that?
But mind you didn't have. Well, no, actually, you did. Oh, I'm probably giving it away, but you did actually have the Bucks in your NFC Championship game.
Okay.
Even.
Close.
Shoot.
Yeah. So not bad. Okay. Guys, can you just talk NFC just in general for a minute? I'm just going to race and get my charger.
Do you honestly think that after 6 years that you'd be a little bit disappear, please? We're talking about you, so you can actually leave the room.
I can't believe my battery is. I have to hit work.
And turn your
my
mic
battery
on
is just
when
like
you come
literally.
back.
I can see it moving.
Yeah, turn your mic on when you come back. So.
Yeah, all right, I will.
Okay, no worries.
Hey,
Seth, can you turn yours up?
Mine needs to go up?
Yeah, or you need to get closer to the mic a little bit.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, cool. Thanks, Steve. Yeah, so the NFC. Well, it's going to be quite interesting now. The fact that obviously Brady's going to stay. I don't know I saw some talk about OBJ possibly like going to Tampa. I don't know if that's true. It was just a headline. You got probably Matt Ryan for another year at the Falcons, and the Falcons they're not going to be in contention. Being my team, that's gone. That window of opportunity of having Matt Ryan at his best, Julio at his best. We never had a running game, and we never had a defense. But it sort of shifted. Now you've got the Saints with no quarterback. It's just
but it's gonna happen.
But it's just all lining up again next year for Tampa Bay, isn't it? To win the division, so you're getting home field advantage probably.
Yeah, I think you're right, G. I don't really see them being challenged by really anybody. Like, the Saints
and Carolina, please. They're looking at a new quarterback, aren't they? They're not happy with Bridgewater.
Yeah.
So,
and chances are, if Carolina, like right now, the most likely option is probably Fields. So they have Bridgewater under contract for another year, so they're probably looking at pretty much what they had this year over again. Which second year head coach and all that. They should see an improvement, but I don't expect them even being close to what they have there in Tampa Bay. So I think the South is pretty locked up, at least for next year. Really, the only important thing we have to look at is whether Godwin is going to be for fantasy, is like if Godwin's going to be there or not. And then technically, I guess, how much pull does AB have to keep his does Brady have to keep his boy AB there in Tampa Bay? Because Godwin and Brown are both free agents. So
I think a Super Bowl probably helped his pull.
Probably.
He can do whatever he wants there now.
Yeah.
Oh, without a doubt. That was good, Seth. That was nice and close, man. Thanks, brother. I like to hear your voice. Dulcet tones. And instead of that sort of whiny, sort of Kyle sort of voice.
Damn it.
All right. Where we moving
AFC.
AFC. Okay.
All right.
How did we go?
AFC West, we all had the Chiefs, as you would expect.
Yep.
The wild cards were interesting. I might come back to wild cards later. So, yeah, we all had the Chiefs. Let's go to the East, where we also all had the Bills. Probably not a big call, to be honest.
Give us some credit.
Given the caliber of those teams. Well,
Wasn't the
Finns
Patriots
did
for the
pretty
first
well.
time in 2 decades?
Yeah.
The Finns did pretty well, but I mean, honestly,
I was actually thinking about that today, Seth. This is like, for some reason, with my job, I can just random things just go through my head, and for some reason, it popped in my head today. Like, how do you have a quarterback? When was the last time a starting quarterback only threw for 7 touchdowns?
It's been a minute.
A minute?
It's been a long time.
it's been a long time.
That's just been that went over my head.
Only 1 minute ago did that happen.
It's unbelievable that the Patriots go from Tom Brady to a quarterback that only threw for 7 touchdowns in the season.
Well, also too that when you look, if you remember back, like that first few weeks, especially I remember that game against Seattle. I think that was a primetime game. Like everybody was, like, okay, damn, like they got Cam, they have the Cam Newton, right?
Yeah.
And then he turned into really bad Cam, like really damn quick, and then that thing just evaporated.
Yeah.
Hands up, whose team wants to be in that division?
Whose team wants to be in that division?
Yeah. Whose team wants to be in that division? Everybody's team.
Everybody
wants to be in that division.
Man, we've got Patrick Mahomes for the next 15 years.
No,
the Chargers don't want
it. But mate, at least if you're in that division, you're going to make it to the playoffs every year. Okay, you're not going to win the Super Bowl, but mate, you're pretty happy with that. You're in the playoffs every year, aren't you?
Sure, of course. My word. Let's go to the AFC North. So AFC North, we all picked the Ravens to win the division.
Oops.
Not too flash. And then in the AFC South, you and Kyle picked the Colts to win the division. And I picked the Titans.
Who won? Who ended up? The Colts won that, right? This seems like a year ago. The Colts won the division. The Titans won a wild card, right?
No, Titans won the division. The Colts won the wild card.
Shoot. Well,
yeah.
Damn.
Well,
that's why AJ is looking all smug over there.
Yeah.
Well, mate, it has to be nice for him to tell us who actually, give us the results instead of just sitting there with a big, Trisha grin, like out of the cat out of Alice in Wonderland.
And then when we all do get one right, he's like, well, it probably wasn't that hard of a call.
Yeah, exactly. He's not very complimentary, is he, really?
Let me give you the what. Hey, you guys have got plenty of good picks coming up. I've got a few of those for sure. Let's talk wild cards. So in the NFC, your wild cards were the Seahawks. So that's check. The Bucks, that was a check. And
you get extra points for having the wild card team that you pick goes on to win the Super Bowl?
No.
Okay.
So that was a check. So you got 2 out of 3. You got 2 out of the 3 wild cards.
Are you keeping score?
Yeah, I'm keeping score. Kyle, yours were the Rams. So that's a check. The Falcons. And
what were you thinking? I didn't
I'm sorry.
I didn't even have the Falcons in there.
No, sorry, not the Falcons, the Packers and the Eagles.
Okay. Oh.
All right.
The Packers and the Eagles. So you got
there's another bird.
I gave you half a point because the Packers were in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
But they didn't, they didn't go through the wild card. They won the division. But and the Eagles, well, I put the Eagles down as a wild card as well myself, and I also put the Rams, and I put the Falcons. So the Falcons were not close.
Not close. That's a good way to put it.
On the AFC side, your wildcards were Steelers. Actually, we all thought the Steelers would get a wildcard.
Mm-hmm.
The Titans, you said, and the Raiders.
Sorry, who said the Titans, the Raiders?
You.
I did.
Yes.
Okay.
You did.
Did I? You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Kyle said the Titans, Steelers, and Broncos.
Oh, I keep forgetting because we had 3, didn't we, this year?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
The
That's why I'm
Broncos.
confused.
What the hell am I doing?
Just throwing in a random team.
Mine were the Steelers, Colts, and Browns.
Oh, there we go.
I was the only person who gave the Browns.
I was just gonna say the fact that we didn't have Seth on this on the predictions podcast on the original one. I was like, he always picks the Browns whenever we would do ours. So I was like, damn, this would have been his year, but AJ was there to rep for you there, Seth.
Thank you, AJ.
All right, so let's go to the championship games. So Kyle, this is where Kyle and I, ours look really pretty bad, but Kyle, yours was Saints Seahawks in the NFC Championship.
Oh, nice.
Mine was Seahawks Cowboys, so I gave the Cowboys some love. And yours wasn't really far off, but it was Saints and Bucks. So that wasn't bad.
You get a point for being close?
No, but you got a point for the Bucks being there.
Yeah, point.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. And our AFC champion, we all said for the AFC Championship it'd be Chiefs Ravens.
We all said that.
Yeah, each of us all said Chiefs Ravens. So we all got a point for Chiefs.
Well, in all honesty, when you think about it, like having that is okay. Chiefs, obviously, but mate, the Ravens at the start of the year, you'd think, based on the previous year.
We
make it. We were full of ourselves, that's for sure.
Oh, their season was disappointing. There's no doubt. Based on last year, Lamar Jackson for sure. And then Super Bowl, and then maybe we'll get Seth to have some special comments. So, Kyle, your Super Bowl was Saints Ravens.
Oops.
With Saints winning. Yours was Saints Chiefs. You got one team with Chiefs winning. Mine was Cowboys Ravens. With Ravens winning. Yeah, I know that's embarrassing.
Mate, I like the Cowboys. Though. I'm a big fan of Jerry, mate. How can you not be? The dude's look at his yacht, and he's just, but mate, there's no way in the world that I was going to put the Cowboys in the Super Bowl.
And can I just say, before I be quiet for a little while, because we did it on YouTube, and Dave, the grumpy medic, Browns fan, his pick was Bucks Chiefs with Bucks winning.
Oh shit!
Damn.
That's
I'm
pretty
not
damn
joking.
good. Damn.
I'm not joking. So
That's man.
That is good.
He should be on this show. What the hell am I doing here?
Dave's picks were far superior across the board.
Yeah, that's good. We probably laughed at him too.
Yeah, probably. We probably called him out.
I'm sure we did. I put it up on the screen. I'm sure we mocked him for a good 5 minutes. So
at least 5 minutes.
it's looking pretty damn good right now. But anyway, thoughts, guys.
Okay, Seth, fire away, dude. We're ready for it. We deserve it.
I hope he put some money on that because those were pretty good odds back in the day.
It'd be interesting to know what the odds were, actually.
I think it was 60-1 for the Bucks winning.
Wow.
60-1.
I think I saw that on Twitter, so it must be true.
That's like investing in Bitcoin at the moment.
Yeah.
Woo.
GameStop.
That's right.
Remember when GameStop was a thing? For
That was
5 minutes.
Like a week ago.
Yes.
Mate, the world moves on pretty quick, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, it certainly does.
I've already forgotten what the picks were.
Yeah.
I'll say this because G mentioned he brought up Jerry Jones, and my running joke is always like yeah, he's a hell of a businessman. He's obviously just made this team into something crazy as far as worth. But I always joke around with people like Jerry's going to live to be 187 years old just to ensure that my ass never sees this team succeed. So really looking forward to that.
It's a personal vendetta against you, Kyle.
Yes, it is. It has to be.
Yeah, but so how old were you when they won with Aikman?
I was 6. The last time they won, it was 95. So I have this vague memory of watching that game, but or it being on even. So
okay, yep.
Dave Evan Smith checked into the building.
There he is.
Bucks v Chiefs, Dave.
Good work, Dave. I was actually texting with Dave tonight. I think he's had a couple. He's probably
holes.
I don't know. He's been drinking. He's been drinking all day. He's been drinking since 2:00. He told me.
We're on lockdown. There's nothing else to do.
There's nothing else to do. There's nothing else to do for the next 5 days.
That's right.
So, okay, let's move on to some player picks.
Okay. So, rookie of the year.
I guess I'm going to need some more Sam Booker for this.
Rookie. Yeah, you will. Rookie of the year. Actually, in fairness, all of our picks were good. And can't fault them. Very hard. Not even me. I didn't even pick Justin Herbert, so nobody can be blamed. G and Kyle were in sync with Joe Burrow. As you
we got a quarterback. Do we have half a point for at least picking a quarterback?
What? For picking the right position.
And his first name started with J, so 2 points.
Might as well just give him full points.
He's got an E.
Thanks, Seth. That's why we got you on, mate. That's why we got you on.
Well, actually, I didn't score any points for these, but maybe Seth can tell us who's more deserving. My pick was JT.
Oh, all right.
Mate, it's a given. You didn't get the right position.
Well, come on. Jonathan Taylor, man, he came on like a house on fire.
Yeah, but last
Sad that I thought it was Justin Tucker for a second. Like, this doesn't seem like the right category.
We should do that this season coming. We're going to have who's going to be the best kicker.
Got it. Yeah, put that in your notes.
Yeah, best kicker, best long stepper.
Oh, now you're talking best language.
Yeah.
Wins it out of that, Seth. Joe Burrow versus Jonathan Taylor.
I think it's the obvious answer would be JT because he was actually playing at that point.
He's actually playing. That's a fair call.
Yeah, but even I don't think that Burrow was playing out of his mind in any stretch of the imagination before the injury. Like he looked like a rookie to me. And not to say that he won't be good, but I think he has a little bit of ways to go, especially after coming back from that injury. Whereas JT was more of a, why aren't they giving him the ball? More than they were when Marlon Mack got an injury in the first game of the season, basically, and was out in it, just like this Nyheim Hines nonsense. But I expect to see more of him in the next season.
Yeah.
Is it like from a fantasy point of view, and everybody gets upset when their running back that they picked up like JT doesn't get the ball, but they obviously know a hell of a lot more than they do know because they're in the building. But there's probably a reason he wasn't getting the ball.
Yeah, he wasn't picking up the playbook, or
There's something, Seth.
And it doesn't matter whether it's a rookie running back everybody wants to see or if it's just the veteran running back everybody is on that year. Like everybody freaks out when another running back on any team gets a carry. It's like these guys don't get 100% of the work. You guys know that, right? Like everyone needs to freaking chill out. Like it is hilarious just how people freak out about that. And it's like, hey man, is there a receiver getting every target? No. So I mean, like I don't know why everybody gets so fixated on backup running backs all of a sudden being useful. We all know it's going to happen. Like,
yeah. All right. So next category was
defensive rookie of the year.
Fuck on this.
You and I had Chase Young.
Shoot. What
did
the
I really?
hell? What the hell? What did I do?
Yeah. Kyle, you had Patrick Queen. Not a bad pick.
I got sucked in on that just because I was trying to make a joke about how AJ raked G over the coals in that league.
That's just not funny.
Oh, yes, he did too. Do you want to bring that up and talk about that?
No.
Let's just talk about that for a second. For people that don't know, we play in the league together. I'm not across the IDP leagues as well as AJ is. So it came to my pick. So I texted AJ, I said, do you think this would be a good spot to take Patrick Queen? And he said, no. Wait till the next round. You get him next round. Where were you picking, AJ? 3 picks after?
Couple of picks after you, yeah.
3 picks after? Guess who went 3 picks later?
Savage.
Yeah, but you're not.
Mate, it is savage, Seth. It's bullshit, and I've been pissed off about it ever since.
Well, speaking of since we're on that topic of being pissed off and that league, I will. I mean, what in the hell? My team ran the table. I had like 600 more points than the second best team in that league, and I run up against AJ and his massive wide receivers of Cole Beasley, Jameson Crowder, JD.
His offense sucked.
Just kicked me in the teeth, and I'm sitting there with nothing. And I even had Kamara. I had Kamara and Adams, but everybody else on my team sucked. Yeah. So
can I just say that was that league was a revolution from a team that league we used to be in.
Yes.
And I won that league the first year, and I can tell you, mate.
Yeah.
And where did you win it, AJ?
My top 2 scorers were linebackers.
Exactly. You get really good, mate. They score so well. You get really good linebackers.
Yeah.
Mate, because you know they're going to get tackles every week. They're going to be on the field all the time. People go out and get wide receivers and they can be up and down. And, yeah, you might be lucky to get one that has a fantastic season. But linebackers, mate, constantly racking up points.
My team, I wasn't as good as AJ's defense was definitely better than mine on paper and in that final week. My team, though, was successful for that same reason, though. Like, I focused on wide receivers and tight ends because of the premium, but, like, I still went heavy on my linebackers, and I always had 5 to start. Like, I'd usually have 6 or 7 that were worth playing. So, like, I'd try to get as many in there as I could. So, in all seriousness,
more than me.
Yeah. In all seriousness, AJ, congrats on winning that league. That was that wasn't even close. Like I couldn't even feel bad about it. I was like, oh, if this would have happened, like I lost by like 100, and I still had a good week. You just had, I think, the highest score of the entire year.
It's kind of crazy because, as you said, like you were way out in front the whole season.
Yeah.
But
Seth is in that league with us. You're in that league, Seth.
Yeah.
Barely. If this was soccer, I would be relegated.
You'd be relegated, dude. But I'm the one with the first overall pick, which is just saying, guys, it is up for sale.
Mm-hmm.
But Seth, you did win the 113.
I did somehow. Yes. That's the second win that I got all season.
That's awesome, though. The 113 pick.
Yeah.
No, and I've got the 114. You're probably going to snipe me. So,
that was how it goes.
That was probably one of my best teams I've ever had. Of course, I couldn't bring it home. I hate that.
Well, the playoffs is. I mean, this is the reality, though. The playoffs is a lot more random, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like the regular season is where you kind of, your team will kind of work out its place based on its talent, but then in the playoffs, it's almost a dice roll. Like it's kind of similar to, wasn't it? Was it you that? Did you beat Kyle in the other league that won't be named? It was basically almost
Kyle and Seth were a combined team. They were
Yeah, it was
playing
almost
together
the
on one
same
team.
situation where your linebackers brought you home.
I had five. My 5 starting linebackers that day, I think, scored at least. If it wasn't 20, if it wasn't 25, it was at least 20 plus all 5 of them.
Oh yeah, shoot! I forgot that Seth and I
Yes.
lost to G in that other league. Damn it! Damn it. We keep making the finals and can't pull it off. These guys,
These
man.
Aussie guys just keep kicking your guys' ass.
Shoot. Well, at least I keep just shooting, as many shots as I can take. So at least I did bring it home in the Assassin League. I did get that one.
Nice.
I'll take it. And G's crazy starter only league. I think I won that one too, but no one was paying attention.
I sucked in that league.
That was against me as well.
Don't create a league thinking you're going to win. Doesn't work.
Hey, you guys, I always enjoy the leagues you guys put together, but now I feel really salty a bit that was 2 IDP leagues we started, and year 1 we couldn't bring it home in the championship against both of you. So hey,
I'm starting a new one this year. If you want to be in, so
let's do it.
I'll put them together.
Always.
There we
Listen,
go.
I think if you
Okay, let's move on.
if you get to the championship, you're sort of like, that's at least you've got that success, and
Yeah.
feels pretty
But
good.
I'm just
Yeah.
happy to play. If I'm in a league where I have to pay to play,
Mm.
but I'm just happy that I don't care where I come. If I can pay for the next year, it doesn't come out of my pocket.
Yeah,
That's a win.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Or if you know AJ and he pays for you.
Well, and AJ in the IDP league, the way the payouts were, it definitely rewarded. Like it gave division winners a win. It gave like the number 1 seed money. So like, I think it definitely, the way the payouts are structured is it still rewards the teams for being good in the regular season. But obviously that big pot still goes to the champ, which AJ just graciously being nice, saying, "Oh, it's really good that you made the playoffs and and made the championship game." But hey, he brought it home. His name's on the top of the league page forever now. So
That's right. Well, yeah, we'll see what happens next year. Or this year, I should say. Offensive player of the year. Offensive player of the year. None of us. Well, the offensive player of the year, to be honest, was probably pretty hard to pick this year. It was officially Derrick Henry. So, G, yours was Dak Prescott, your offensive player of the year.
That ended after what? In week 5?
Yeah. Kyle, yours was Drew Brees. So you sort of had the nostalgia thread through that one. And I had Patty Mahomes. So, yeah, Derrick Henry, the winner there. So none of us got that. And defensive player of the year, G, you and I both had Myles Garrett. Not a bad pick. And Kyle, you went Nick Bosa.
Oh, that didn't work.
No.
So who ended up winning? Sorry,
Aaron Donald. Controversially. Very controversial.
Over who?
TJ Watt.
Oh yeah, because
hence why
JJ
the
put out that.
brothers- Yeah.
JJ Watt had his people build that nice Excel sheet with all the comparison stats and posted it out there.
But, in fairness, I think TJ Watt's stats in almost every category, maybe even every category, were better than Aaron Donald.
Did neither of us pick? None of us picked Donald, right?
No, none of us picked
No.
Donald.
What the hell are we doing?
Mate, that's really weird because the 2 previous years I've picked Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
So I didn't pick him to go the 3-peat.
I think the difference, and I'm sure obviously there's some PFF stat or something crazy out there, but like the thing with him is he just disrupts the game, and where it's not always on the stat sheet. Like you just watch and you got to put 2 guys on him or he just eats you up, and he's an absolute stud. But sometimes that's just how it works out, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
How'd we go, Seth? How'd we go? Critique us.
Well, with Dak, what are you going to do
Yeah.
on that one when you got injury? I don't know what Kyle's doing taking Drew Brees to win anything.
I compounded it even worse because in that stupid league I couldn't win the championship. I took a second round pick and threw it right in the toilet to get Drew Brees on my team, and it didn't do me any good. So
Was that before or after he got injured?
it was right when he got injured. He was only supposed to miss like 2 to 3 weeks, and then I didn't realize that it was going to be a month, and he still sucked. So
Yeah.
oops,
Indeed.
I think Dak would have been in there. He had 8. I looked it up. He was averaging in 4.5 games. He was averaging over 400 passing yards. I mean, that was not going to slow down. That defense is royal trash.
Yeah, but I was going to bring this up with you guys. Is it okay? So I know what Dak was doing from a stats point of view, but
He was on a
they,
record pace.
1-3. You got a quarterback on a record pace, but you got a team that's 1-3. Unless that win-loss ratio turns round, say it ends up being, I don't know, 8-8, 9, and are you good enough? Is that good enough to win the offensive player of the year with a basically maybe a 50-50, one game over, that 50-50 threshold to win?
Well, in the East, it would have been fine because they would have been in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were
So
only
you
game out of the playoffs with
I think making the
without him.
playoffs would have helped.
Yeah.
And I looked,
Okay.
the on pace number, I was averaging 412 passing yards per game. That's 6,600 yards if he kept that up. So he was gonna he could have slowed down and still thrown for 6,000. So I don't know if he would have got there, but I think that number by itself would have got it done.
Okay.
There used to be a day when if a
That tells me
quarterback
don't take Zeke too early.
if a quarterback threw for 3,000 yards, you consider that a good season. That's a while ago now, though.
Now it's half a season.
Yeah, now. Yeah,
It's
now it's
If you get there at the 8-game mark, then it's like, oh yeah, my quarterback's doing pretty well this year.
Next category up was first coach fired.
Here we go.
So, yeah. So who do you think we had, Seth, as the first coach fired?
Adam Gase.
Yes. So G and I had Adam Gase. Kyle argued against that because he said they were too stupid to fire
right.
him.
And then he was right.
Yep, still has a job.
Probably could have given you a point for that, but Kyle's was Dan Quinn.
I missed it by 1 week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who got
Bill
fired before
O'Brien.
Dan Quinn?
Bob.
Yeah, Bob.
Ah.
Damn it. I didn't take into account that Bob was that bad at his job that he could literally get fired by himself pretty much because he was the GM too. So I was like, damn it. And then I looked it up after the season for my own show, and I was like, they literally got fired less than a week apart. Shoot, but that's all right.
I was gonna say, mate, because Dan Quinn was boom, he was gone. I said, holy shit, the season just started. We haven't got going yet. And Bobby was gone first. There you go. Holy, oh my God. It really makes you wonder what the hell. I've always said, we allowed the wrong person to leave the building.
Right.
Kyle Shanahan should never left the building. We should have said,
No.
Dan, thank you very much, but we think that this guy's a bit better.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't see how teams can get rid of someone that quickly. If you get rid of someone that quickly, you had an inkling to get rid of them anyway.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I don't know because I've never run a business, but I'm just figuring we had an apprentice.
Yeah.
We had an apprentice working for us, and he lasted the first Friday. He rang us up and said, "Oh, I'm running a bit late." He said, "Yeah, no worries, The second Friday, I ran a bit late, and because me and my brother were working together, our response to him was, when you get to the first U-turn, take it.
Hey, I mean,
Ooh,
it's
that's pretty harsh.
I agree with you. How do you get rid of a guy that quick. Like you obviously knew, and I threw
You
this out
must know.
I threw this out on Twitter too, like, and some people gave me some very valid responses on why it was a stupid ass idea. But I was like, if you know you're gonna fire your guy, right, or if he's in the last chance, right? Eric Bieniemy just somehow made it through and isn't hired again, right?
Yeah.
He's gonna be at the top of everyone's list next year. I would just get the jump. Like if I'm the Bears as an example, and you're gonna fire your coach next year anyway, just do it now. And just and go get your guy. There's no point of waiting around. And
what are you waiting for? Are you waiting for a fucking miracle to happen?
Yeah.
Is that what you're waiting for? It's not going to happen.
Yes, in the Bears.
It's just like don't get stuck competing with everybody else. Like especially now,
Like Bob goes, Dan Quinn goes. Don't tell me that you didn't have it in the is this the right guy to go forward before the season started or at the end of this previous season?
Yeah. Yep.
You don't tell me that after 3 or 4 games into the season, you go, he's not right.
Well, the teams do the same thing, I guess, with QBs too. Like they hang on to these guys that are just middling, and it's just like, just move on, just right away. Like, what is it? What does
just
it
Twitter it. I'm not Twitter.
Yeah.
What is it? That the dating site?
Oh, Tinder.
Swipe left, Tinder. Hey, Seth is all over it.
Oh yeah.
You are. I got no idea. I got a mate who's single, and he comes over sometimes, and I sit there and I said, mate, just give me your phone, sit back, and I'll swipe left or right, and we'll see how you go. So I'm sitting there going, nah, she's no good for you, dude.
It's fun.
Anyway. Oh, mate, it's great. I'm thinking, mate, this marriage gig's no good. This single scene, look at this. Left, right, how easy is this? But back in my day, you actually had to go and speak to somebody, I don't know, at maybe a library or a church or something.
A library or a church. When have you been in a library?
Probably as often as I've been in church, mate, I can
You're
tell
not
you.
fooling anybody.
That's not very nice, Joe.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's harsh. But you're correct.
That is a lot of turnover, though.
Oh, my word. It sure is.
Quinn,
now,
Marone. Who have I missed?
I think that's everybody.
Yeah, I think Peter said, yeah, I think that was it. 7. Yeah. 7 head coaches this year.
Mate, Dave's doing all right for a guy that's been on the Terps for since 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Mate, we're coming up to 10 hours. Well done.
That's pretty good.
Decent. Yeah, yes. Doing very well.
One
Now,
typo? Yeah. If I've been drinking for 7 hours, I wouldn't be able to spell the first 2 letters of anybody's name right.
And I think he's been having bourbon with Fanta. I don't get that. Fanta, do you have Fanta? Fanta, do you have Fanta over there?
Oh, yeah, we want a Fanta.
Yeah.
Okay, Fanta.
Don't you wanna?
I don't know what you've got over there.
God damn it.
You guys are weird, mate. You're a planet on your own over there.
That is the truth, isn't it?
Yeah. Thank God for that too, sometimes.
Now, Seth, you'll be able to play along a little bit more easily with these categories. So,
all right.
This was the Jameis Winston Award. This was for a quarterback who would throw as many touchdowns as interceptions.
Oh,
okay.
This would be good.
Our picks were pretty good, but who would you nominate, Seth, for the Jameis Winston Award?
Oh, man. Mitch. Just because I hate Mitch.
What was his? I don't know what his stats were because none of us picked him. G, you went with Baker.
I have to be close, wouldn't I?
No, I don't think so.
Oh.
No.
Not in the second half of the season. He was doing.
No.
He was doing all right.
Yeah, he was. He's doing okay.
He was doing all right. With a runners-up of Phillip Rivers, and Phillip Rivers was my pick, but Rivers had quite a good season. I think it was like 20, maybe 26 touchdowns to maybe 11 ints or something. So he wasn't close. And Kyle, yours, I gave it to you. I gave you the point, but I think there's a slightly better choice. But you picked Sam Darnold.
How does he get was Sam Darnold the number one, or was he not?
Well, it's pretty subjective. I mean, Sam Darnold threw 9 touchdowns and 11 interceptions.
I mean, that's
close.
perfect.
The only person I thought was maybe a better pick was Carson Wentz. And he had 16 touchdowns to 15 interceptions.
Almost there. Carson couldn't even do that right. Damn.
Yeah.
I double checked. Mitch was 16 touchdowns to only 8 picks. So per usual, he's a stud. You know,
he's good. God. He's good. Don't even, mate. He's the quarterback of the future of the Chicago Bears.
Oh God,
Sam Darnold, baby. Sam Darnold. That's right.
Gee, I need some of that. Whatever you're drinking,
mate. You got the gin. We got gin. We got Sambuca.
Now there you go. Baker was 26 and 8.
The Jägermeister's only just a reach away.
Don't go the oh man, there's no going back. You go the Jägermeister. Then you're sunk. Although the Sambuca's pretty.
That'd be a great way to start Saturday. Just a whole bottle of Jaeger. Just
but heck, you can't give it to Sam Darnold, can you? Like
9-11. That's pretty good. Gee, 9-11.
Yeah, but you gotta have someone who plays like at least most of the season.
He played this season.
How many games?
That sounded really authentic there, Kyle.
Yeah.
How many games did he play?
Super confident.
He played. He played 14 games.
Oh, okay.
14.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay.
12. Sorry, 12 games. 12 games.
It didn't seem like 12 games.
12.
Though.
No, it didn't. It didn't, did it? Our next category was the highest rising quarterback, according to PFF rankings. So Jared Goff was 2013, Dave says. That's actually not too bad.
I wouldn't mind going back to 2013.
Yeah. Highest riser in the rankings. So it didn't necessarily mean you had to pick a good quarterback. You just had to pick a quarterback that was going to be rising up the rankings. I'll give you a preview. None of our picks went up. All of them went down. But Seth, who do you think highest riser?
I mean, just based on the numbers that he had alone, it would be Aaron Rodgers this year, right?
Well, actually, I think it was Justin Herbert because he's...
Well, okay, when you go from 0 to whatever it is, then yes, you're going to be the highest. I figured that the rookies weren't eligible for that particular award, though.
Yeah, if you're starting from a base of 0...
No, he wouldn't have started. No, it was ranking. It was based on, not PFF, Fantasy Pros. So it was Dynasty rankings.
I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes more sense now.
Yes,
sorry, not PFF rankings. Fantasy Pros. So Herbert, I don't know where he was, but he was probably in the high, mid-20s or something. And he went up to 9. He went up to 9.
This was Dynasty?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
I mean, you got to be thrilled as a Chargers fan.
Oh, my word. Absolutely. Yeah. How could you not be?
I don't know, mate. You want a tour.
Yeah, I did want tour.
Lucked out, maybe.
Oh, man. Yeah.
I still remember. Yeah, the gif where the little Asian girl's lying on the ground doing this. Well, she's really upset. That was AJ.
Yeah. It totally was.
Yeah.
When he didn't get, they didn't get tour.
I still think Tua's going to be all right. I think it's a bit
okay. We'll wait and see.
Premature to but Herbert's looking fantastic, obviously.
You take what was it? 30, off the top of my head, 31 touchdowns. 40 was it 4,500 roughly yards?
Yeah, something like that.
From a rookie.
Yeah.
But it's just
Best in NFL history.
Yeah, top most touchdowns for a rookie. Yeah.
Was it?
Terrible. Yeah, you hate
terrible.
that.
But
Thank God for that doctor.
It's such a
Mate, is he not the most beloved guy at the Chargers right now?
Yeah, that was.
If he didn't get a pay rise or a bonus, there's
or
seriously
malpractice
something
suit.
wrong. Malpractice. He was like John Travolta with Uma Thurman in Pulp Fiction, just like stick it in there.
That's
it
another one.
makes you wonder, because they waited a very, very long time to draft a quarterback. Like for the last couple of years, I've been wanting them to draft a quarterback to develop behind Rivers. So they wait till Rivers leaves the building and they're completely, desperate. They have to draft a quarterback in the 2020 draft. So they do it and they lucked out. Whereas you look at other teams, like,
but it's not just that. It's not just that. Hold on, AJ. It's not just that.
Yeah.
It's the fact that you got to remember. You have to look at it that where you finish the season, obviously, is you're not always in position to draft a quarterback. So why go and draft a quarterback? How many quarterbacks? And let's leave the Tom Brady shit out. I get sick of hearing about the Tom Brady stuff, right? Of where he went in the draft.
They lucked out.
Yeah,
That's just
that's ass backwards into it.
Mate, I've got more chance of winning Lotto tomorrow night, probably, than what the Patriots did. But also have to look at we need a quarterback. If you go back through, I'm going to shoot myself in the foot now because we've got Russell Wilson and Dak Prescott and where they went. But it's very rare that you go and wait until where they were and you get a quarterback that works out. So,
of course,
you have to wait until you're in the area to go and grab a quarterback, don't you? And if you're in that zone to go and grab a quarterback, as the Falcons are this year, we got pick 4. Do we need a quarterback? Well, we have to look past Matt Ryan. The problem with Matt Ryan is, we can't get rid of him because of salary cap and whatnot. But we're at the point now where you have to look at getting the quarterback, and the Chargers were in that spot. Okay, now we're in this spot. We have to go and grab one.
Yes,
right.
And you picked right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's not like a lucky guess, is it? Really?
Well, Tua went before them, so we'll never know if they had Tua higher on their board either.
I think if you're in the position though to take a QB,
you take one, don't you?
You have to because look at either if you don't do it early enough. I was thinking the same thing, AJ, about the Chargers needed to do it. They waited too long, right? Now they're stuck, and then they lucked out, right? But you look at Atlanta, you look at Pittsburgh, right? Like these teams that that you're going to be relying on somebody else here in the next year or so. But Pittsburgh's too far back, right? They'd have to mortgage stuff in order to get up to take a QB. Atlanta, whether you are where you are now, right? You're at 4 overall. You got to take the QB because you want to plan on the fact you're not going to be picking in the top 10 anymore, right? And I forget what the exact stat was.
You'd hope not.
Yeah, I forget what the exact stat was, but other than Wilson, Dak, and Cousins, I don't know that there's another starter that wasn't taken in the first at least 2 rounds across the NFL. When you look at success, guys that aren't just backups, that are subbing in, but you can't just get away with, we'll just take a guy in round 3. Even Jimmy G was a 2nd round pick. Andy Dalton was a 2nd round pick. Derek Carr, 2nd round pick. Even those guys, you have to take early enough. So I think Atlanta's got it.
And are they early 2nd round picks?
Those were, I know Carr and Dalton were definitely early 2nd round picks. Yeah.
So basically, you've ended the season crap.
Mm-hmm.
So you get that opportunity, and you have to. You just, mate. We all know the quarterback is the most important position on your team, and if you're in the position to grab one at a time where you're looking at the Falcons window, I'm talking about the Falcons, the window is closed. now. They have to look towards the future now. The next 4 or 5 years, they have to look at it. They have to look at a quarterback. You just do. And I've spoken a bit with Memphis at Dynasty Warzone. Mate, if you're not subscribed or you're not a patron, hey, looking after you, Memphis. Is that I said, and I've spoken about this a lot on our podcast, is that the fact that going to get Phillip Rivers is never going to get you a Super Bowl. He was going to put you in no man's land as far as drafting the quarterback the following year. They would have been better off not going and get Phillip Rivers and just going, okay, this year's no good, and going and then having a high draft pick and getting one of these quarterbacks to come out this year. Now they're in the position where unless we can go and pay the bucks and go and get somebody, we're not going to get a quarterback.
Right.
Or it'd be a stab in the dark, a quarterback in this draft, a lower guy, is going to work out.
Yeah.
Were they a player for Stafford, the Colts?
Well, that's what I mean. Unless they go and get somebody.
That's what Twitter wanted it to be. They wanted it to be at Indy because, which makes sense. But I don't know that they even were close. I had heard Washington was the team that offered even potentially even a better deal than the one they got, but they wanted that Detroit still wanted Goff for whatever reason to see if they can salvage that. But anyway, yeah, you have to get the QB when you have the chance because otherwise you just middling in there and But and that control, that cheap contract, the Cowboys obviously burned through that, but you need. If you get that cheap contract, you can spend money elsewhere. So I've been thinking if the Cowboys aren't going to commit to Dak, they're picking at 10. Like they need to decide what they're going to do.
You'd be stupid not to keep.
I agree, but
I mean, look at the Packers this last year. They still have Aaron Rodgers, who was like the best quarterback this year, and they even went with the quarterback when they thought they needed to transition out. So,
yep.
And the Eagles.
Yeah, that's true.
For that matter. But, I mean, I don't know if they had some sense that Wentz maybe wasn't the guy and there was some problems with fit or something going on already. But, I mean, look at what they did. So,
one thing sure, though, the Texans aren't going to do anything.
No doubt.
Oh, some team will just, who knows? But if you could get Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson staying at the Texans, and the Bears are sticking with what they've got. They're happy with Trubisky. That's it, mate.
I can't argue with you because we just got into the playoffs and everybody and their mother is just like, oh, well, maybe he turned the corner. No, he didn't turn the corner. We fell bass backwards into this playoff spot. That was extra this year. We wouldn't have even been in here in previous seasons. And you're telling me everybody's going to stay now. That's just wonderful. Fucking just
come on. Let's move on this category because I can just see Seth going downhill from here.
Yeah.
I'm just going to start getting lower and lower on the screen as I just fall over.
So just quickly, highest riser quarterback. You and Kyle said Jared Goff. Not a bad pick. I mean,
that's terrible.
Well, no, it is a bad pick. But I mean,
it's bad.
Prior to this season, I mean, not a bad pick. I mean, I quite like.
Well, it's all based on where he was and where he could go to.
Right.
Yeah.
So
he actually
it's not
fell
that he's a good quarterback. It's just the fact that he actually fell.
Yes.
He was at 17 and he fell to 20. That's our current ranking.
Well, no,
mine was worse. My pick
was
Dwayne Haskins. But the reason I picked him, I know it sounds terrible. The reason I picked him is because he was at 30, and so I was banking on him coming up maybe 10 spots to 20, perhaps.
Yeah.
But
I don't hate that at all.
Unemployed.
He fell to 47.
Didn't he get picked up by the Steelers?
Yes,
he's employed now, but
on the practice squad or something.
Yeah.
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 Fantasy pros, he's 47. So, next category, most points by a number 2 running back.
Ooh.
That's a good
G.
category.
I'm going to be right, aren't I?
No. G, your pick was Philip Lindsay.
Number 2 point. Yes. Okay.
Kyle, yours was Chase Edmonds.
Better.
And mine was Kareem Hunt. Which was actually pretty good.
Oh,
Boo.
Because Kareem Hunt
Next.
finished as RB10.
Swipe. Is it swipe left?
Yeah,
We move on.
You can
Swipe left?
tell AJ's the teacher here because he's just loading up on chalk. You know what I'm saying?
Swipe left. Next category.
However, on the next one, which was the most points out of the backfield, my pick was the Ravens.
Okay. Yep.
You went Colts, but Kyle got it because he went Browns.
Chalk.
So
Talking
there you
about
go.
chalk.
Chubb and Hunt, and there you go. So,
These are great.
most
These are
points.
great categories, AJ. These are
Yeah.
Oh
solid.
yeah, I think this is good fun. Now,
I like this a
Thank
lot.
you. Thank you.
Seth, you can have a go at this one because this has got a little bit of.
Bears flavour.
This is not easy. It's not easy to kind of pick this one. The best 3 wide receiver fantasy group, right? So you got to pick like the not just the pair. I think that was the thing that made this tricky.
I
Gene.
know who I picked too. And,
Yes. But it wasn't just the pair; it was the top
I'm
3
dead in the
wide
water.
receivers from
Dead in the
any
water.
team.
Yeah.
Which 3 would score the most points?
Yeah, I want to say I probably would have gone with the Bucks because I'm a Mike Evans. I'm in the tank for Mike Evans, and Chris Godwin's great. And then we've seen stuff from Scotty Miller before this season, even so. I want to say I would have gone with the Bucks, but yeah. So what did you guys have?
It wasn't the Bucks. Kyle and I went Cowboys.
That makes sense.
And G, you went Falcons.
Falcons. Yeah.
And we all laughed at Russell Gage. But actually, Russell Gage outscored
Yeah.
Julio.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, mate. Let's. Mate,
doesn't matter how he-
mate, Julio's wearing a t-shirt for most of the year.
Hey.
I
You know
know.
the best ability? Availability. Hey.
That's exactly right. And that's
still
what I
happens.
mate. I was like the Bismarck, mate. I was just sitting in the water and just sank. I was hitting the iceberg of the Titanic then. Mate, outside, mate, I reckon if Julio had played, I reckon, mate, this was probably my point.
Well, Gage, he scored a decent amount of points. And the Cowboys,
Hey, mate, let's just
did
face
pretty
it.
well.
You two guys did laugh at me when I brought up the Falcons.
Yes, we did.
Yes.
But the Cowboys did do pretty well. They were up there. But
So who was the overall winner?
The team that won, surprisingly, had 2 really good, 2 fantastic, like a 1 and a 2, and their third player was down a bit, but still, it was the strength of the 1 and the 2 that took them across.
Seattle?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Seattle.
Seattle? Oh
Yeah.
my God.
And number 3 was David Moore.
Oh my God. I wouldn't have guessed that in a million freaking years.
Which is, I know, especially when you look at it like Tyler Lockett started like a house on fire. And
Yeah.
I don't
So,
know. I don't.
He-
Obviously, someone
yeah.
rang the fire department and they put that fire out.
I
The second
still-
half was just average.
Even watching the entire season, I don't know if I would have guessed Seattle first. Because I think I probably would have guessed, when you said that, AJ, I was thinking of Minnesota because they had 2 top 12 guys. And I was
That's
like, well,
cool.
if their third guy didn't matter, then that was probably them. But, apparently the third guy from Minnesota couldn't even be David Moore. So
Who was their third? Who was the Vikings?
Who
third
is
guy?
the third wide receiver? That's a good question.
Olabisi Johnson?
Yeah.
Oh, probably.
Ola BC you later.
Yeah. Damn, I would have never guessed Seattle for the top for 3 guys.
Well, David Moore
yeah.
keeps catching touchdowns. That's why.
I guess I would have guessed. I don't know. I probably would have guessed maybe Pittsburgh. They didn't have an alpha 1, but
No.
they had a lot. They
No.
had
Yep.
3 really good ones, right? So
Yeah.
You know,
And, in fairness, the Cowboys' 3 wide receivers were pretty good.
Mhm.
Like, they were all sort of up there points-wise. It was just that Seattle had 2 guys that were really right up there. So
yeah.
that really helped. Next category was we all actually did really well at this one because the category was a bit open, G. But you said a number 2. We had to pick a number 2 wide receiver that would outperform the number 1 wide receiver.
Oh, I hope I pick who I think I picked.
If I pick Calvin Ridley, mate.
No,
Who do you think you picked, Kyle?
I think I picked Calvin Ridley. I owned him everywhere, so I'm hoping.
No,
that
you
was my
didn't.
pick. Damn it!
You picked Jarvis Landry.
I still got it.
But that's of course you did.
I had less faith in OBJ than I did Julio, so that's what I was thinking there.
G, yours was Brandon Cooks over Will Fuller.
I had to bring it home then.
Yeah.
No.
So that was fine.
Was that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah,
because Fuller got suspended.
Mate, I was going to say, thank God for steroids.
And mine was Tyler Boyd. My pick was Tyler Boyd. So
That's two then, right?
Yeah, we all got
Nice.
points for that.
Nice.
Yeah.
But do you get extra? Who was the best?
Who was the best? I don't know. We'll let Seth be the judge.
Out of those 3,
Yeah.
Be
careful. My love for you is strong, Seth. It can fade. Love fades quickly.
All right, so who were they again? You had Tyler Boyd.
And Valentine's Day tomorrow. Just remember that.
G had Brandon Cooks.
That's not a good one. You can't go with
Kyle
that.
had Jarvis Landry.
I gotta go with that's tough because Jarvis Landry. It's just because OBJ was injured, but OBJ wasn't doing well to begin with. So I'll go with Jarvis on this one.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give you Jarvis.
I would have gone Cooks.
Mate, massive fan for Jarvis.
Oh yeah, man.
If you listen to the Aussie guys when we do our rookie report, well, one of us does the offense. Jarvis Landry.
Can you say it again?
Landry.
I would have said I think Jarvis is probably the boldest call out of that one, just because the Cooks one, Will Fuller was never healthy in the first place. So, well, we've lost Jake.
Nice.
Okay, next category, wide receiver. Actually, I've got some tight end categories. I go to wide receiver. The wide receiver with the most drops.
Oh,
Wide receiver with the most drops. None of us got it right, but I'm just wondering. I actually didn't check to see who was the better pick. Who would you say, Seth? Who would you say? Wide receiver with the most drops.
Man, before the season, I don't
Or
know
even
who I
after
would
the
have
season.
picked. Well, after the season, you hear a lot about Chris Godwin dropping balls, but that was in the playoffs. I don't know.
I think I know who it is.
You'd be surprised. I was surprised, to be honest.
I got to guess.
Depends on how you categorize drops, but like Allen Robinson, only 64% of his balls are catchable. So I'll default to my Bears love/hatred on that one. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay, well, Kyle, yours was Devontae Parker. Not sure how many drops he had. Maybe you can have a look. Maybe
I'll
whoever's
see if I can find it, I guess.
closest to the Google machine can have a look. So, Devontae Parker was your pick. G, yours was Julian Edelman.
okay. I knew it was a slot receiver because of the fact that they get bombarded with short, missiles. It's either him or Beasley. I thought it might have been, but okay. Yeah. How'd I go? It would have helped. It would have helped if he had played.
Yeah, that's right. My pick was Will Fuller, who again didn't play, the whole season.
So he had the most drops.
Well, the most drops was Deontay Johnson.
Yep.
Steelers. 10.
So
10 drops.
I have the list of the leaders for this.
Yeah.
So it only gives me people who had 5 or more. So yeah, Johnson had the most with 10, and then Judy and Lamb tied for second with 9. The only other players that were on our list that was actually Parker with 5. Obviously, Edelman didn't play at all. So there you go. And then AJ, who did you pick? Sorry,
Will Fuller.
Will Fuller. Yeah, he wasn't on here either. So there we go. I guess technically Parker was the most of the 3, but he only had half as much as Deontay Johnson. He's like, hold my beer.
Yeah.
So
I got to go get my charger. I'll be right back.
That's all right. Okay. So tight end, biggest riser. Biggest riser, tight end, dynasty rankings. Kyle, do you remember your pick for biggest riser?
Man, I'm trying to. I don't even know. I don't even know who I would have said.
It's a tight end with a veteran in front of him. I think that was why.
Was it Irv Smith?
No. Will Disley.
Will Disley.
Yeah.
What a dumbass pick.
So
That's bad.
fair to say that didn't work out so well. But
I added and dropped him like 100 times across all my leagues. He never did anything. He sucked.
and he sat on the waivers, and no one else picked him up.
No.
Because I did the same. You
Will Disley. What
you
a
could safely drop him and just pick him up a few weeks later.
yeah.
Yeah.
Who's you, AJ?
G, you and I picked the same guy. Can you remember who it was?
I thought it would have been Irv Smith.
It was Irv Smith. He
Smart.
didn't rise a lot. He started at 23 and he went up to 21.
Oh
Okay.
shit! Go buy that guy. Holy hell! 21.
21
God.
seems crazy value. But the guy who, Seth, who do you think is the highest tight end riser?
Robert Tonyan.
Yes.
Well,
Has to
actually,
be.
it probably is Robert Tonyan. I think Fantasy Pros have him at 3. I originally wrote down Logan Thomas because he's now at 7.
Yeah.
So it's between those two, but I think it might be Tonyan actually.
Oh, it has to be, wouldn't it? I agree with Seth. It
Yeah.
has to be Tonyan.
Yeah. Thomas is a bit. It has to be right there, like honorable mention, like for sure. He's. I sold him in a tight end premium league for like a third, like right before the playoffs. I'm like, forget it. Like I don't care. This guy's But now looking back, I'm like, I should have hung on to him. Like I think he's going to be their guy for this next year at least, and he just catches so many passes. So it's big year for him.
Absolutely. Tight end, this was a very tricky category. The top tight end rookie.
Was there one?
Well, I think there was. I gave myself a point for it. So I think there was.
You gave yourself a point.
I did.
This
Well,
is
you
good.
could. Seth can be the judge. But G, you said Devin Asiasi.
Mhm.
It's just that tight ends take so damn long to bloody do anything.
Mate, that is going to be a top pick in 5 years.
There you go. That's
There you
G style. That's what we call it.
That's why I'm so good with tight ends, is because eventually they work out and I go, hey, look how well I did.
Yeah.
Kyle, do you remember yours?
I'm assuming I probably said Cole Kmet, but
No, you didn't. You said Adam Troutman.
well, nope, wrong there too.
But it's so. I mean, look, this wasn't even a good class. But mine was Harrison Bryant. So
I'm assuming, you got it.
Yeah,
I was
I'll
going
give
to
you
say
that.
Harrison
Yeah.
Bryant.
Yeah.
That was a good call.
Yeah.
So I think at the moment he's looking the best, but who knows? Next category: longest running back touchdown run. Longest running back touchdown run.
Oh no, I know who it is. Shit.
So, do you know who you picked?
No,
Your
but
pickers.
I think I know who actually had it, and I think I hate this guy.
Actually, none of us got it, but I said J.K. Dobbins.
Hmm.
G, you said Kamara. Kyle, yours was Matt Breeder. Which is an interesting pick.
Matt Breida. Were
Did
you
he even score a
channeling me at the
touchdown?
time?
Did he even score a touchdown?
We got to find that out.
I'm looking it up right now.
Do you know who it was?
Yeah, I think I do.
Besides Derrick Henry?
I thought it was Ronald Jones.
Yes, it's
Yeah,
Ronald Jones.
that's right.
98.
It was.
F that guy.
98. Yeah.
Well, I'm looking it up right now. Breida did not even score a touchdown. So he had 59 attempts. Oh my god!
Oh, he couldn't even do 1 yard.
Damn it!
Next category was the first backup.
Hey, before we move on, Seth, out of the three that we chose, who would have you gone with? Kamara, Breida, or AJ? Who did you have?
J.K. Dobbins.
J.K. Dobbins. Who would you, if you had to pick one of those three to break off one, it would have been.
It would have been Kamara for sure.
Breida's fast.
He is, and I was a Breida fan for sure, but longest touchdown run, I don't know.
I think of the three, I think that Dobbins had a long one in the last week of the season, right? He might have had. I mean, Kamara scored 800 touchdowns, so one of them had to be pretty long.
Yeah. At least.
Yeah.
So this category was the first backup quarterback to start.
Mm.
The first backup quarterback to
start a whole game. Not just to start, not just to come in and fill in if someone got injured in the third quarter. It was to be a starting quarterback for that game.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Because originally it was a bit of a cheat code because originally I think both you and Kyle said Taysom Hill.
Oh yeah, because we were like to play a snap.
Yeah. That's
it
right.
would have been easy. Yeah.
To the first backup quarterback.
I don't believe I would have said that. I think Kyle would have said that because he was trying to cheat. I don't do that.
So Kyle first said Taysom Hill. Then he tried to pivot to RG3. We weren't having it. And then Kyle, you pivoted to PJ Walker.
He started a game.
Yeah, he did, but there's a better. You did better. I said Joe Flacco, but I think Joe Flacco did start.
He did.
Yeah, of course he did. Yeah.
But yours is better, G. Yours is better. You said Justin Herbert.
Again, G is the master. He knew that Tyrod was going to get his heart stabbed by some loony doctor.
And Dave, who's online right now, Dave even said Justin Herbert in week 3. Now, I think it was week 2.
I think it was week 2.
Pretty close.
I mean, you couldn't even get that right. Come on, Dave. Damn it.
Hold on. Did Justin Herbert start in week 2?
I think it was week 2.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Jeez, what am I thinking that it was like the first game of the season? He stuck the needle in his heart.
I think
it wasn't quite that quick.
It was
Okay.
the second.
Definitely.
It was week 2. It was week 2.
Week 2.
That was the game he wasn't even supposed to be the starter, like as we were talking about. Like it was supposed to be Tyrod still, and then he got stabbed.
I thought it was the first week of the season that he got stabbed with a syringe.
Week 2.
Was it the same doctor that Michael Jackson had?
Well, Tyrod's still with us, thank God. So
yeah,
that guy's in jail, I'm sure.
Just check.
I think he is. And actually, that
no wonder your bloody health insurance is so high in the States. you got doctors working for professional football teams sticking syringes in your lungs.
Yeah,
dude, G freaking nailed it earlier. He said he 31 touchdowns, 4,300 yards. I think he said 31.
I said 4,500.
Yeah, that was pretty close though. That was pretty good.
Thanks, man. Hey,
very good.
Photographic memory.
That's it. That's all that category.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
So who's the winner?
So
here we go. This Yes, please.
Coming in last, 10.5 points.
Kyle.
That was you, Kyle. I'm sorry.
Ah, damn it. Stupid Matt Breda.
Coming in second place with 11.5 points.
AJ.
Gee,
Oh, AJ brings it home. What do you know?
14.5 points. I brought it home.
It's
think
pretty
probably
good year for you this year, AJ.
What's that?
It's pretty good year for you this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it has actually. Browns and Packers, who didn't get a lot of respect from you guys, got some respect from me. I know that gave me 2 solid points right there. So
how many points did you get, AJ?
14.5.
Oh, damn. That's pretty good. 4 more than me. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. Shit.
Mate, like, to be in all honesty, maybe Kyle and myself got it wrong with the Packers, not the hate on the Packers, but not probably giving enough love. But mate, how do you go holders for the Browns not being that good? Like, since the Browns became the Ravens, the Browns have been the Browns.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, the playoffs were expanded by one team, and I thought the Browns could make it in. I mean, on paper, we've always thought the Browns have got the talent.
But based on what?
What do you mean based on?
Well, you can't say based on the fact that they're allowing, like an extra slot for a wild card team. You can't say, oh, that's why I'm going to put the Browns in there. What do you base the Browns on making the playoffs?
So you have OBJ, Jarvis Landry as your 1 and 2 wide receiver. Then you have Chubb and Kamara as your, or not Kamara, sorry, Hunt, Kareem Hunt as your.
What did you call him?
Yeah.
What did you say?
Yeah, as your number 2.
The Kurt and the Hunt sort of got a little bit mixed up there.
Did they?
It sounded like. Yeah, it sounded like.
Wow.
But.
In that case, I won't repeat myself.
No, it's shade.
On paper, and you have David Njoku and Austin Hooper as your tight ends, and then Baker, who had a great rookie season and then coming off of a bad season. So at least a halfway decent quarterback. On paper, that seems like it'd be a pretty solid startup, and then you put the words "the Browns" in front of it, and like everybody's like, "Oh wait, no, they can't actually do that."
Well, and they signed Taylor. It was Taylor Lewan, right? They signed a tackle, and their defense was pretty good even in 2019. So that's actually the thing that I think that was the reason I discounted them, was more because they got rid of Bounty Gate guy, who ended up sucking anyway in New York. But like, I was like, oh, why did they change it up? They should have kept the defense, intact. And then, but they didn't. So, but all they do is get rid of Freddie Kitchens and blammo.
Yeah, bang, done.
Yeah. So I think they. I mean, it was more the question. The thing that was surprising was more the fact that they weren't making the playoffs, right? Rather than they did. It was their failure. It was their failure each year to not actually go anywhere. That was the surprising thing.
But isn't that the same for like all teams? It ends up being the failure of teams not making things.
Oh, there we go. David's bailing me out. It was Conklin. Yeah, I couldn't remember what Titans lineman they got, but there we go.
Yeah.
Thank you. It'll be interesting to see if they can repeat it this next year, because they played really well, no doubt, and then they smacked Pittsburgh right in the mouth in that playoff game, which was crazy. So
amazing.
It's too bad Cincinnati is so inept, because those 3 teams next year again, I think are going to be a lot of fun to watch. I could see them all making it again with this participation trophy wildcard system we got going on.
Is that rolling into next year as well? Is it into this coming season?
Yeah, I think it's permanent.
Okay.
I think it's permanent.
Oh, I believe it is permanent. Yeah. The Bengals.
And the
Really
NFL
not
is just going, yes, COVID, yes. we just keep rolling on and just that's it now. That's how it is.
The one thing I do hope they keep is that I think was temporary for this last year was the 3-game IR. I hope they keep that.
Yeah.
I thought that was, at least for fantasy, was way better to have because you knew then, okay, my guy's out for 3 weeks versus this like, oh, well, he's not out for the season, so they're not going to put him on IR. So you're just sitting there wondering more. But like you had at least a little bit more insight if they went on that 3-week IR. So
I tell you, it was hard in fantasy though, and I know that's not, fantasy is not what the NFL is necessarily all about, but when players could just kind of come on and off IR pretty easily, you'd find that game time, especially for Aussies, when we were sort of like in bed at, kickoff, and players would come off IR basically on the day.
yeah,
it was a bit rough. Sometimes you'd look at your lineup and find that a guy had come off IR, sitting there, and you'd have an invalid lineup or whatever. But he'd just be sitting there, and you could have used him.
It's got to the point here with when you guys have daylight savings, and it changes, and we go on to daylight savings. It goes from, I think it's like 3:00 in the morning, AJ.
Yeah, 3. Yeah,
for the first game, and by mid-season it's 5:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
But I've got to the point now that after 6 or 7 years of doing this, that my wife gets pretty pissed off if I wake her up at 3:00 in the morning to check my teams while I'm lying in bed. Because let me tell you, the light off the screen of your phone can light up the whole room when it's pitch black.
Yep.
So I just go to bed now, and my mate Chris, we have the same philosophy that if it's doubtful, I go to bed with the fact that they're not playing.
Yeah,
and if they play, well, it is what it is.
yeah.
But mate, if I get up at 3:00 in the morning and check my phone anymore, this 20-year marriage is coming to a very short end now. Well, short end after 20 years, but you know what I mean.
I tell you, I was the same. When it got to playoffs, though, I was getting up.
And the couch isn't very comfortable.
No. Playoffs, I thought it's worthwhile doing.
It always blows me away. I mean, Seth is in leagues like this too. Like, there's always some guy that maybe not like consistently, but like you always run into a situation where a guy isn't paying attention. The inactives, like a guy here in America where you cannot escape. Like you could literally be in church, and I'm pretty sure they put the inactives up on the screen. Like it's just, and you guys have this commitment of playing this game where it's not as in your face as it is here. When I played in other leagues you guys put together, and it's all you guys are awesome.
Inactive today.
Yeah. Exactly.
Amen.
Yeah.
If I'm playing against Kyle, I will sacrifice my marriage to get up at 3:00 to make sure that the guy that I need to play is playing. That's the only time I do it, is if I'm playing Kyle.
But it's not. G is right. Like I was doing the same thing. Sometimes even if they were just probable, if I could swap them out for someone who I knew was 100% going to see the field, I'd do it.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you get blindsided. There'd be guys who didn't have any injury designation. There were guys who just warmed up, like in warm-up. Tweaked my hammy or something. Inactive.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a killer. That happened a few times.
Mm-hmm.
Does happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that was it. So that was our 2020 predictions wrap up.
Sucks that I lose. I hate losing.
And
Congrats,
I think looking at it all, and cheers. I think looking at it all and listening back to it today, I thought actually we did reasonably well. Like there's a lot of stuff that really, the season it went the way it went, but a lot of our picks made sense. I thought. Really?
Okay, we'll get up to close to, I don't know what the time is, but your biggest of the predictions that we made, biggest faux pas. Kyle.
Does that mean the one I missed on?
Yeah.
Oh, the worst
The worst pick you
selection.
made.
Yeah,
I mean,
thanks.
besides picking
You
Matt
understand
Breida,
what faux pas is.
yeah,
don't
I
you?
was just making sure before I said something even
Okay.
stupider than just asking. Besides Matt Breida, you're talking about the calls of these categories today, or just like
Yes.
okay?
Yeah, your biggest faux
Um,
pas of these categories.
I mean,
When you
the
look
one,
back at
the one,
now,
the one
it's,
that the one that probably did impact me the most too. So it probably factors into my decision for this, but I would probably say believing in Jared Goff. You know that he couldn't. We picked him, and he was mid, 15 to 18, I think, in dynasty rankings. I liked him as a borderline top 12 quarterback. Like,
Yeah.
Unless I was in a league with Jerry, who would take him at the 112 overall, I had him on most of my teams. I traded a first round pick in a super flex league straight up for him midseason because somebody was getting fed up with him. I thought I'd cashed out, and that ended up not working out because that first round pick is now I think the 106, and I think I would rather have that pick than Jared Goff. But that was probably mine. I think if I can remember all these categories, I think that's probably it. Believing in Jared Goff, no bueno.
Seth, you've in relation to fantasy this year, what's your biggest faux pas?
My biggest faux pas. Oh man. Everything I did about this IDP league that we were in to only have one win. I came out of that draft feeling pretty good about.
Oh yeah, you
you
did.
had 2 wins, didn't you?
You're right. I did have 2 wins.
Because the win that you had that you trade the first round pick to AJ for, you got the second win, which put AJ into the second pick and gave me the first pick because I only won one game.
I tell you, it was the last week of the season, wasn't it? Was it the last week of the season?
No, it was done before that. It was done before a couple of weeks before the end of the season.
But I remember that pick was for OBJ straight up in the draft.
I couldn't remember what it was.
Startup, yeah.
In the startup draft, I traded my future first for your whatever it ended up being, if it was like the third, fifth round or whatever. And I just traded it straight up for and I picked Odell Beckham Jr. and I'm like, this is going to be great. And then it wasn't great at all. So maybe that one.
The faux pas. AJ?
I reckon maybe not believing in the Bucks so much. Like I think I let my my bias against Tom Brady maybe get in my way a little bit of the logic of the fact that the Bucks would, they were literally actually a quarterback away probably when they added him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that defense absolutely balled out.
It was so stupid because I remember whether it was on this show or on either other shows, like my whole thought process on Pittsburgh was like they almost made the playoffs without Ben Roethlisberger. So now they add Ben Roethlisberger, they're in, right? Like, I don't know why I didn't kind of use that same logic for Tampa Bay, but whatever.
And it's still unbelievable that Brady's, from a fantasy perspective, his numbers have been, apart from like a couple of blips, his numbers, I think, all season were fantastic.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was.
Which is unreal.
Mm-hmm.
It's unbelievable to think that that's a thing, We keep on waiting.
It's hard to believe that Tom Brady the thing.
Well, no, we keep waiting for the cliff, G. Look at Rivers when he hit the cliff. It was really damn obvious.
But
Breeze
but Rivers hit the cliff like at least 12 months ago. We saw that last year.
Yeah.
We haven't seen that with Brady.
I know. And Brady's older than all of them.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It's more you see the decline in someone's game that you go, okay, I'm not invested in them the following season. We haven't seen that in Brady.
No.
And then not only haven't seen it in Brady, is then you go and give him the best receiving core that he's had. Okay, forget about Randy Moss and all that because he's Hall of Famer. But it's like one guy.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about all-round receiving core, the whole offense, running game, the whole lot.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
And Gronk. Even Gronk again.
Yeah.
Gronk, 2 touchdowns. That
Damn.
was the best part of the Super Bowl.
Oh,
Gronk counting 2. Best part. So,
Kyle, would you
anyway.
have won our playoff league if you had played
Yes.
Gronk?
yeah,
Oh,
I thought-
no.
I think I'll have to go back. I would have either won it or still been. I would have been second. Because their first and second were in that league were about 10 points apart. So I can't remember if I was close enough, but I definitely would have. I definitely would have been second place at worst, but I finished 5th. So, damn it! Oh my god, yeah. And if I would have played, I think that was it. If I played Gronk, I would have finished second. If I played Ronald Jones instead of playing Darrell Williams, because I just hate Ronald Jones so much, that would have been enough to put me into first place.
Me and AJ don't understand the hate on Ronald Jones, but that's just me and AJ.
I think I don't think people would hate him so much, except for the fact that everyone thought he was, he was going to be great that first year, and then he really just didn't live up to it. But again, if there was no hype, I think he had 1,000 total yards or 900 yards that first season. So I don't know, but anyway, it's more of a running joke at this point that I just hate Ronald Jones rather than I actually hate him.
Yeah, that's okay. There's a big group of you, mate.
Yes, there is.
All right, well, let's wrap this up. Just conscious of the fact we've had you guys on for a good couple of hours now.
Mate, it's Saturday morning. They've probably got nothing better to do.
I mean, yeah, I got nothing. It's what, 1 o'clock your time now? I mean,
Well, it's Sunday morning.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it's 1 o'clock our time. I'm gone.
Oh, what happened?
Oh, he actually left. All right, that's.
I don't know if he actually meant to do that. Oh, he's
That
come
was
back.
dedication to his bit.
Damn.
Sorry.
Did you do that deliberately?
No, I threw hit the keyboard and hit F4, F5, F6, F7, F8. We hit one of them, and it just went off.
So real quick to make sure, I think we talked about it a little bit, but what do you want the Falcons to do it for? Do you want them to go QB, and who's your quarterback? If you want them to take one, I guess.
We're not going to get
No,
Fields. Which is a bit of a shame.
I think you're probably better off trading out of 4.
Mm-hmm.
And accumulating more picks. Yeah. Do we need a quarterback? I don't understand the hate on Matt Ryan. I think his cap hit on the Falcons is too big. But the problem is, are the Falcons going to be in this position to pick a quarterback again this high? Fuck yeah.
But here's another point.
So
unlike Aaron Rodgers,
let's go and get a position that probably helps the team. Besides, is the quarterback going to help? Yeah, but what's Matt Ryan 36?
6, I thought.
36,
Yeah.
36. I think. But see, Matt Ryan, I think
has he shown any decline? I don't think so.
No, but he'd be an excellent teacher, an excellent mentor, I think. You could get a guy, you could have Matt Ryan sort of bring him along for a year or 2.
I think sometimes I think the Falcons are probably better going and just trading out of the position and going and getting more picks.
Gotcha.
Someone will pay for the 104 for sure.
Of course, yeah. Someone's going to need a quarterback.
Yeah, someone will come up and get Zach Wilson there. Probably.
Yeah,
It'll probably be the Bears.
Yeah. Well, I
no mortgage the next 2 years to go up to 104.
And look, if
is an animal.
Yeah, if we start at the 104, well, we have to go and get a quarterback.
Mm.
You got. I don't know. That's why I don't get paid enough to worry about that, mate. I paint walls for a living. What the fuck do I know?
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at anyway.
Gotcha.
Just trade out. Like, how many spots we're going to fall? Like, there's probably, it's not like we're going to drop to, we'll probably still be in the top 10 to pick.
Yeah.
Because someone in the top 10 will win a quarterback.
Yep.
And go and pick up, more picks. Yeah, go and do that.
Yeah, because I think if you look behind them, I think Carolina or Denver are the 2 teams. Like, they pick 8 and 9. I think it'll be interesting to see if they make a move to try to get up to 4.
Yeah.
Or if they have to go earlier than that. But I guess it just depends on how they evaluate those 3 guys in this class at the quarterback position. But it's going to be interesting. I like looking at the teams in the top 10. Once you get past like 10, even stuff gets, weird, I think, all the time. We can never really predict it. But that top 10, usually you can kind of pinpoint who might take what or who's a trade out candidate. So I think for Atlanta, I think you got to go the QB or get the hell out of there and get some value. But
yeah.
Makes sense.
All right. AJ, wrap this up.
All right.
See it.
Yeah. Let's wrap it up.
A man can only drink so much without having to go and pee.
That's right. Okay. Thanks so much, guys, for joining us. And be great to have you on and talk rookies or whatever else you would like to do. That'd be fantastic.
We're in always.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Now that we're into you know what? In ways, I kind of enjoy the off season a little bit more. Well, a lot actually, a lot more than the regular season. The regular season can be a bit of a grind, You guys know more than us because you pump out more shows. But in the off season, you've sort of got the sort of luxury of time, and it's sort of a bit nicer.
Agreed.
So yeah. Let's talk rookies or whatever you'd like. Would be good.
Yeah. Yep. Well, anytime, man. Just hit me up, and looking forward to the next time we can jump on here with you.
Nice. Sounds good. And Kyle, also you're under the Dynasty Warzone umbrella now.
Yeah, taking the SmackDown podcast to DWZ Network. So looking forward to working more closely with Memphis and Jerry. So you can find that show, and
you guys
SmackDown's going to be in there. Yeah, we're still here. We're looking forward to doing that show this next year. I got a new co-host. He's a Falcons fan, so I'm trying not to hold that against him either. But me and Jake Ripp are going to be doing the SmackDown on the Warzone Network every Tuesday through the offseason. So if you're subscribed to the Warzone, you'll start seeing the show in there. So if you're not subscribed to the SmackDown, I'm still finding a way into your podcast feed.
Very good. Very good.
I want the FF fellas back. Hasn't been the same.
Talk to this guy.
I know. I suck.
I gave up on it so much I had to change my Twitter handle. So I know AJ loves it.
Yeah, it's a little cryptic. I mean, I know your surname, but it's like month 8. Let's see, June, July, August.
Damn.
Yeah. October. Kyle, October.
Oh, is that what it is?
Monday in August. Yes.
Oh, fuck! I had no idea. Oh. I thought it was your birthday.
No, that's my name.
I know what your name is, but
hey, you're not the first. You're not the first person to get that I've got that reaction from. It's hilarious.
That's why I paint walls for a living.
Hey,
I'm not working in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, and Oh God. Okay, there we go.
All right. Okay, we better wrap this up. I was just saying we'll get these guys on to talk whatever they'd like to really.
Oh yeah, man.
Rookies or to talk. Or do mock rookie drafts, whatever.
Well, next week what we'll be doing here is if we don't, con someone else to coming in on the pod, is that we're going to do start looking at rookies just quickly. And next week I've already looked at like a stack of wide receivers, so we'll probably do the top 10 based on the draft. I think it's DraftNet. Is it DraftNet? To look at the rookies, and I just use the top 10, what they've got top 10. So we have to use somebody's rankings, and I've looked at those already. So we'll just talk about them quickly.
Yeah.
But Jamar Chase, number 1.
Good. I can steal him now.
You can steal him.
Yes.
Waddle.
Yeah.
Those are my top 2. That's all I'll give you.
There we go. Nice teaser.
So we'll do 10 every week. We'll do 10. We'll do 1 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30. I don't know what it's going to be like, but we'll talk about those guys.
Man.
Well, that's what I do. That's my dedication.
It's one thing that
to
she's
this.
known for. It's going deep.
Yeah. So, and then we'll do the running backs, tight ends. We might get to 1 to 5. I have no idea what the tight end market's like. And then hopefully AJ's doing the same for the defensive blokes.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Yeah, bullshit.
Not yet. I will.
No, not yet. Okay.
I
But
will.
yeah, we'll get you guys back on, mate. It's just, mate, like this has gone 2 hours, but it's just like 4 guys talking.
Yeah.
Yep. Love it.
It's a good time, man.
Yeah, it's great. And I'm half cut. I'm going to have to take the dog for a walk now
Yeah.
at 1 o'clock in the morning just to sober up before I even go to bed. Nothing worse than the things start spinning when you hit the old head hits the pillow.
You're not gonna be able to find your way back home.
That'd be, mate. There'd be 3 other people in this house. I think that'd be a good thing. Let me tell you. So,
Dad, Mum, we should call the police.
thank you,
No,
Sam
not
Booker.
yet.
Thank you, Sam Booker. Bloody
Did you
Italian.
finish that? You didn't finish that, did you?
No. Half. What have you got? That was full when I started.
Pretty good. That's pretty
Pretty
good.
good effort.
Yeah.
Pretty good effort.
Man. All right, thanks, guys. We've got to let you go. Enjoy your Saturday.
Enjoy your Saturday.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on.
Appreciate
And
it.
thanks for it. I know there's no one on after 2 hours, but if you are, you're an idiot.
That's pretty rough.
I love it.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. And on behalf of all of us, take care. We'll catch you later. Next time.
Next
Catch you
time.
next time.
Next time.
Next time later. All right.